So now we're ready to go ahead and wire our lights. We have the power supply line coming in from the house. If this was the only light, or the last light on a run, it'd just be the one wire. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do a chain. So we're going to have another wire hooked into this that goes out to the next light and on down the run. Just lay your light down on its side, put the two wires together, straighten them out, and run them down the pipe. It's pretty easy to do because we ran the pipe near the base of the column. Go ahead and pull yourself lots of slack there so we have something to work with. A low voltage wire actually has two wires inside of it. We need to separate those to begin with. A good safe way to do this is to put your wire down on a flat surface, stab it about an inch up, and just pull up on the wire. Now you can grab the two ends and just pull them apart to about 8 inches or so. And we'll do the same thing on the other wire. And then we need to strip them. If you have a wire stripper, what you can do is just put it on the number of the gauge of wire. This is 14 gauge, so you find the 14, put it in there. We want to go about 3/4 of an inch, squish, and pull it off. I usually find it just as easy to use a plain old knife. Go up about 3/4 of an inch. You got to be careful not to cut your thumb, but you just kind of push down on the blade and spin the wire at the same time. When you get all the way around, you just pull out. Especially works good with this big landscape type wire. And then we need to do the wire leads on our socket. About 3/4 of an inch. Roll the wire, don't cut your thumb, and pull it off. Now we're going to go ahead and make a connection. We got our wires through the column. Some slack pulled out. Now we want to just take an incoming wire and an outgoing wire. Power supply in from the house, wire out to the next light. Put them together, parallel, give them a little bend towards each other. And then our light socket. Do not forget your little part that you made before you wire it. And line up the third wire. Put your hand about 1/4 inch down below the shielding. Squeeze very tight. Put the nut over the wires. Screw it lightly. When it starts to get some tension on it, I like to just give each individual wire a little tug. Okay, now I know they're all being properly caught. Now I'll move my hand down even a little more, pinch even harder, and just really twist that thing on there good. When you see the wires starting to twist even below the wire nut, you know she's tight. And repeat the process on the other side. Now we're going to use some clear silicone and seal it. The smaller of a nozzle you can find to buy, the better off you are. They usually have marks on them telling you where you can cut, so we're going to cut it off at the smallest notch possible. because we really want a fine bead of silicone coming out. Push that right in there and squeeze until you can see it coming out. And then we're just going to go ahead and kind of pull the wire nut this way, sort of prying it to get it in this side. Do the same thing again until it's coming out. If you can get your finger damp, silicone won't really stick to you, so you can really do a nice job of cleaning it up. Just tidy it all up, and there you go. And the best way to get all this commotion down the column is to take one wire nut and just fold it over. You don't want to crease right at the nut. Just come down a little ways from it, maybe a pinch. Fold it over nice and tight, and then stuff that nut in the column. It's a pretty tight fit. And followed by the other one. This one's going to go the opposite direction. You want to make sure it's going down the tube. You don't want to pull against the wire connection until it is. And then you can go to the bottom of the column and pull it on through until the socket sits down on there. And you're all wired up, ready to stick in a bulb.